Just why has Battlebit Remastered become so popular? Why have I found me and my friends, players who have not touched first-person shooters in years, picking this up and having a right blast? Today we're going to try and have a look at the secret sauce behind Battlebit, and I believe that this game from start to end, from the moment you look at it on the workshop to the moment you start playing it, is really well thought out. It's almost ingenious because instead of looking to the future and trying to innovate in areas that are pointless like most AAA titles do these days, they've looked to the past to what makes a good first-person shooter with tactical and teamwork elements. Talking about looking towards the past, games used to be a lot simpler to play and install. Games never used to be 60, 70, 120 gigabytes, and the first thing that I noticed was Battlebit was 2 gigabytes. That might even fit on a CD, and this is extremely convenient because with an average UK internet speed at the moment, you could download it within 5 to 10 minutes and be playing straight after. Now the simplicity continues. You jump onto the menu and you have simple quick match options that allow to throw yourself into a game. You can also have a look at your soldier and your stats, and you can create a party very quickly, and this all adds to this very slimline, no flashing around. I mean, if we hit a Call of Duty menu, it'd be splashing up now with gamble for loot crates or spend £1,000 on your next skin. It's simple, it's straightforward. We don't need any of that. We just want to play the game. So now let's talk about gameplay, and the first element I want to talk about is the time to kill. The time to kill is relatively quick, but it also has some very interesting elements. So as we have a look at this M4A1 assault rifle, you'll see that the damage is 30. Now different assault rifles have different damage ranges, and what's really nicely reflective is the caliber. So this is a larger caliber AK-15 and it does 40 damage, 10 more damage. So for instance, the Scar H, large caliber, does around 42 damage. Let's go down back to the AUG, 5.56. So you can see it does around the similar sort of damage, but you can also test out the weapons by holding the right mouse button so you can get an idea of the rate of fire. Even though it's listed down there, you can kind of get a bit of a better vibe as you equip and outfit your soldier with whatever weapon you want. And as you jump through these, all the weapons are designed pretty much interchangeably with very similar amounts of damage. So yes, if you do have an FAL that does a massive 40 damage, your rate of fire is going to be slower than a G36 that does 30. So it's balanced out, and it means that you'll see a variety of weapons on the battlefield rather than players all circulating to one particular weapon. So I've jumped to the range because seeing them on the menu is one thing, but as you can see there's a lot of cool little features taken from some tactical shooters here as well. So first off, there's a lot of recoil on the guns. On this standard AK-74 you can see how it recoils up into the ceiling, so that means that players have to more controllably fire to hit a target. That requires a bit of practice and a bit more skill. You can also double tap R, that I think is fantastic, to drop a mag out, and then you can even pick that magazine back up. You can also repack magazines. These are features that you don't see in many shooters at all, adding an extra tactical element when you're low on ammunition and you need to repack your magazines. And then for them longer shots, you've got the crisp semi-auto fire that you really need to work on to be able to hit them distant targets. So there you go, it's just a crisp feeling weapon in your hands, and all the weapons feel like this with various recoil effects and power levels. Now this quick time to kill can be a put off to a lot of players, but at the same time they're encouraging teamwork to a highest level, and I find myself getting revived probably 8 out of 10 times I get killed, and that's because there is so much reward for team play. It's exactly how it should be. There's medics pumping out 200 points to revive, plus bandaging points, plus healing points. You can make a lot of points and rank up fast as a medic. Now it's also encouraged around objectives. Capturing, defending, holding objectives increases your points by tenfold. Now what's even more exciting is you even get bonuses for transporting teammates to a location. Say you're a good helicopter pilot. In the past, yes, you just sit there piloting around, but if you drop your teammates off either by vehicle or by helicopter at an objective and they start capturing, all the points that they make, you get a little difference of it. It's exciting, it's fun, it's nice to know that what you're doing is impacting the battle and you are getting rewarded for it. I almost forgot, you can even drag bodies, and you can drag enemy bodies as well, so you can drag them to cover and revive them up. This is so cool. This is a little feature from that game, a little feature from that game, pile them all together, oh, and you make something good. Now this brings me nicely onto vehicles, and in some games vehicles can be extremely overpowered. In Battlebit we've got quite a variety, mainly focusing on transport. Especially in the larger servers you need to get a lot of players into the action and battling. The transport vehicles come unarmed, they come armed with an operated turret, so the gun is exposed in the top, and a remote operated turret. These are light skinned vehicles that are really quite easy to take out with a RPG or a well placed mine. I think this is quite fun. It kind of has like a bit of risk, and you can't just go blasting through and trying to roadkill everyone. You're going to get taken out pretty quick. The APCs and tanks on the other hand are well zoned, and when I say zoned, they've been kept out of infantry focused areas so they don't ruin the fun of the infantry element. Finally we have helicopters. We've got the transports with the miniguns. These are just cool. Like, they've got a zip roping function, so you go zip rope, zip line, fast rope, that's it. They've got a fast roping feature, and you can fast rope down the side, and you can load these helicopters to the brim. So if you get a lucky hit with an RPG on one of these, it is great fun. And seeing everyone shooting out the side of it, rounds incoming, it is so intense. You've also got this small scout helicopter that has got miniguns, and these things are a pain to aim. I struggle to hit anything. You can do some hit markers and scare some people out the way, and you're also very vulnerable in the cockpit. But at the same time, there's also some mini transport helicopters, so you've got a nice wide variety. And every now and then on certain maps you'll have neutral vehicles, so white Humvees or police helicopters, vehicles that are just randomly spawned in the middle of the map, and you can go and rush for it and give your team a little bit of a bonus. So the vehicles has been really well thought out. So we've talked weapons, we've talked vehicles. It is now time to take a look at the maps. Now the maps are very varied. You've got everything from tight urban streets to strolling sort of oil refineries, woodland environments, deserts. You've even got one called Wacky Stan, I believe. Now each of these environments features a lot of destruction as well, so you can destroy fences, you can destroy walls of building, to what I would describe a level of Bad Company. Of course it's not as cinematic as Bad Company's destruction, but you can change a map. So a city that might be fully intact at the beginning, you can knock enough walls through, make enough routes through to make that city feel completely different. And with every wall you sledgehammer down or blow up, it creates a new tactical angle, an area that you could push an objective from, or maybe a viewport where you could start sniping from. So it's nice to have that level of destruction. I don't understand why they've gone away from that in later Battlefield games, to be honest. So let's conclude. The secret sauce to Battlebit is simplicity. They have ripped off the bloating that has happened to first person shooters over the last few years and kept it simple. I can jump in, play with my friends very quickly with weapons that I recognise, gadgets that are simple, and no one overpowered tool. Everyone is equal, everyone dies quickly, and everyone has weapons and equipment to master. This is a trip down memory lane for me. This is like a nostalgic shooter that is happening right now, and that is why it's so popular. Now the final thing I want to talk to you about is the blocking nature of this game, and how amazing it is that you just forget when you're fighting, when you're battling, you forget that this is a blocky environment. It doesn't matter to you. So my overall thoughts on this one is, if you're interested in this and you're checking this video out, pick it up. It's £12, $15. Games are not that price anymore. This is mad. This is a game of the past released in the future. Something has either gone very right here, or there is time warp going on. This game should have been released 10 years ago. But anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of Battlebit down in the description of this video, and do you think it's as, well, revolutionary and smacking the ass of all these shooters, or do you think it's nothing?
For it.
Bad choice. No, I got domed. A slaughter.
Uh,
Wow, that.
Thanks.
Possibly.